Albert Carrillo. Carrillo or Carrillo?
Carrillo, they say it.
Carrillo. Okay. Welcome, Albert.
Thank you.
Deb is doing that with Albert Carrillo. Albert is a barber.
In Fife, Washington.
In Fife, Washington. And what's the name of your shop?
It's called the Barber Lounge.
The Barber Lounge. I like that.
Yeah.
I like.
We picked that. It was in 2015. So we were up and branded up by then.
Wow. So you have a partner?
Solo, but my partners are my family. So
okay.
they all give me ideas and throw it in. So we call it a partnership.
Okay. Wow. So you have a wife and kids?
Yes, I have a wife and 2 kids. Baby girl, she's 3 now, and my boy, he's 8 years old.
Wow.
So.
Wow. Well, enjoy them while they're young because it goes by faster than you know. Seriously.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that a lot.
I know you from Toastmasters.
Oh.
No, you've been speaking a lot. I haven't seen someone join Toastmasters and speak as frequently as you do, and also Marcus. You've both been just every week a speech.
Yeah. It was one of our goals to with Don, my mentor. I met him through Toastmasters, and it's amazing because before we went on to this break, we met up in March. I want to say 3rd week of March, and I met Don there, and I said I'm signing up, and we got in contact, and we just put a plan together, 6 months, as much as we can.
Did you come to our last meeting?
Yeah.
Before? Okay.
Last meeting here at PLU.
Yeah.
And I remember you gave a speech that day as well.
Oh, my speech contest speech?
I think so. I remember it was like, I can't remember too much. It was about
being short.
Yeah. And you took off your shoes and it's like, this doesn't help, So I remember that, that's when I first met you there too. But I just wanted to join right away because, I've been looking for a club for around a year. So it was a long time. And I finally found a good organization and club right here. So.
Yeah, you did find the right club. I think it's one of the older ones. Mm-hmm. It's about 70 or 80 years old.
Yeah, that's what Don said.
Yeah, it's a little larger than the other ones, and the people, there's so much more dynamicity, variety and energy.
Yeah, there is.
A lot.
Yeah, so I hit it hard. Me and Don put a plan together. It was a 6-month plan, and we said, as much as we can meet on the live, you're going to speak. So I took advantage. I was nervous. I was scared. Like, I didn't really know how to do it. And we've sat down a couple of times, and Don says, do you got anything? I said, I don't. So he talked to me, and I just wrote it on out. But with the help of him, he asked me questions, and he goes, well, there you have it. Write it down. Go out. That's your speech, So with being able to have him there and ask me those questions, I built the speech, So it's been a good Toastmasters group. Don's been a lot of help.
Now, I'm curious, the difference between a barbershop and a salon. Is it just men only?
Yeah, so, everybody kind of has their, I guess, idea of it, A barbershop was just mostly known for men, Salon was known for women, Such a long time, there was a point that men only walked into barbershops and women only walked into salons. Now I'm starting to notice, like, since I became a barber, it's starting to diversify itself, So there's a lot of men going towards a men's modern barbershop salon. So it's a little more, I would say, upscale, trying to be a little more upscale, trying to be a little bit more on top of styles, trends, fashion, more culture, Barbershops sometimes stay into one particular culture, but I guess salons, I would think they grow and they grow outside the box, and they bring more culture into it, more fashion, more style. Although again, you can have those barbershops that still do that, but Yeah, I mean, we've been trying to, as I say, as we like barbers and cosmetologists come together because we're just trying to say we're just one, you know. But it's a big talk. That's a big talk.
And is the training the same?
It is different. So here in the state of Washington, you do training for barbers. You have to go to about 1,000 hours, and then for women, you have to do almost like over 1,600 to 2,000 hours, I think. But you do more, you know, color, more mannequin, like manicures, I think it is.
Nails?
Pedicures, manicures, and nails and eyebrows. And for barbers, you just have to do straight haircuts and shaves, you know. But if the ladies, or I'll say cosmetologists, they want to cross over to do barbering, because barbering, you go to school for barbering to get a certification to do straight razoring, and cosmetologists don't do that, you know. So sometimes they have to cross over, but barbers will have to cross over to go do color. So it's like California, I heard they have it, just you just go to school and you have it all. You choose what you want. They should just do it like that here. But
Yeah, it makes more sense because you're essentially doing the same job. Just because your customers are wanting different services, that would be the only difference.
yeah, and I think they should just throw it into one, so then that way you can choose and branch off what you want to do, you know. So it gives you more options and varieties to dive into a different field and make
As it
different
helps you
income.
as a barber, and it
Yeah.
also helps the client
Yeah.
because they don't have to figure out who's going to cut their hair.
Yeah, and right now, like a lot of men, they're starting to be open with color, you know. So everybody wants to do some crazy color, and us barbers, because we can't do color because we don't have a certification with that, you know. So, but we think to go back to school, you have to do another 500 hours for barbers, and cosmetologists have to do a full 1,000 hours if they want to do barbering, you know. So it's crazy, you know, because some women or cosmetologists want to switch over to be a barber just to learn how to do a straight razor shave, but you have to do a whole 1,000 hours in barber school, which
Just to shave.
just to shave, you know, just to shave.
Yeah.
And it can vary. Pricing for schooling could go from about, depending on where you go to school, like $3,000 to 12,000 to 20,000, depending on what barber school you go to. So
And I imagine the amount of money you make doesn't change regardless of whether you're a cosmetologist or a barber.
yeah, I mean, you mean like for price wise, or
Yeah, I mean,
like
you get paid more when you're.
income wise?
Yeah.
I would think it depends on how you build yourself. So a barber, depending, you know, so for instance, a barber can only cut so many in a day. You know, how many do you want to cut at what price? So it all fluctuates at that pricing first. Cosmetologist, same thing. Do you want to just do cuts, or do you want to just do color? You know, and you know, barbers, they just do haircuts. If you add towards that service of a shave, or you do eyebrows, you can add more. My prices are at $50 a haircut for men's, and it can go. I'm just a basic standard price, just $50, and that's it. You know, right now we don't do beards, so we don't add additional stuff. If they want their eyebrows done, I'll give them a hookup. You know, do their eyebrows. You know, they have like clean their ear hair. But right now, not to throw too much services out there, but the only way a barber would make more money is if they upprice their haircuts. So instead of going from 50, I can go to 75 or 100, you know, and then depending on how many clients you want to see per day, you know. So I like to see anywhere from 6 to 10 clients a day. So come out like from $300 to $500 budget, like income I take home per day when I do work. But cosmetologists can charge, I'm not sure too much of cosmetologist prices, but anywhere from, I say, 500 to 1,000, maybe plus more a day, you know. So their pay can be extremely more higher, you know, just because of the schooling too, you know, and the art that they know with color, mannequins, whatsoever, you know. So I guess it just depends where you dive in, and how you set your prices and services at. You know? So it's a big that's a big question, because when you first start out, you're not as experience. And once you get the level and you get the confidence, then you can start to price yourself, and see how much you're really worth. At first, I will say, when I first started, I wasn't the best, and I'm not to where I want to be yet, but I started out free. I started out free, and then I went up to $5, and then I went up to $10 and 15, and just less than 5 years ago, I was like $20, $25, and now slowly boosting up. I always say try to boost up your prices if you're booked from every quarter, quarterly, 6 months, every 6 months you should check yourself and see, am I making the right, or maybe I should boost up a little bit, so that's how I try to look at it, and try to raise my prices every quarter if it's the right time. Right now, it sucks to say, I don't think I'll be raising it up anytime soon, just because this pandemic we're in. I want to keep it kind of sustainable right now and not try to overcharge.
Yeah.
So,
No, yeah, especially when, like a couple months ago, I'm sure that you were just working 18 hours a day trying to catch up people.
yeah, I try not to go too crazy because I do get burnt out. So I try to just do like 6 to 10 a day, just not to get burnt out. I've heard a lot of people do like 20 as a barber, like 20, 25, and I'm like, my goodness, like I want to
On a
see
normal
that
day or just after the
on
pandemic?
a normal day, even during the pandemic,
Yeah.
And I just like, I give myself time to like, I cut the client 30 to 45 minutes, I give myself almost an hour and a half, it's a little longer time, but I give myself 15 minutes to clean and 15 minutes to myself, and then 30 to 45 minutes to cut the hair itself, and then maybe another 15 to just style it. So time adds up, and I just I'm taking my time right now, just especially during this pandemic time. I don't want to see too many customers all in at once, So I feel like 6 to 10 gives me enough to just feel good, just feel good and not burn myself out too quick, So if I have to take a picture or if I have to take a photograph of him and put it on Instagram to market myself, I have that time to just be relaxed, and maybe think about the next thing I'm gonna post or something, So
Do you take pictures of all of your clients?
I try to, I pick and choose when I do have time, just to deliver some content, and throw it up there and be able to show my work, and use my Instagram or Facebook as my portfolio. So I like to. I've been getting into photography lately, so it's been really fun. So.
Yeah, that'll help you when you start your. Are you going to start a channel or a podcast?
I don't know yet. I'm just exploring on different things. Podcast would be nice, but I would definitely like to do more of a channel to try to help grow maybe skill sets, on how to cut either precisely or just think before you cut more, and maybe just show techniques that it's helped me in the past, So
There's a lot of channels that are like that.
Yeah.
Professional talking about what they do. And
yeah. Right now, I've been working with a company called Maintain, men's grooming out of California. So I want to maybe target and bring them and use them to grow and help grow myself as well, and just use their products because I've been using the products for about 5 years now, and I really like the line, and just be able to let people know how to use the product properly. So maybe channel with them, sponsored by Maintain, Albert's Techniques, sponsored by Maintain Men's Grooming for a little bit, so.
yeah, my channel's in a place right now where it would be more suited to a podcast because it's just one-to-one. But I'm really trying to, my goal originally was before the pandemic started, was to go in the field and go where the people are, go to their offices and, factories, wherever, go, right on your mail route, something like that. It's out and engaging with the actual person on a one-to-one level in their environment.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
We could have done this at the shop.
Yeah, that's what I would have liked to have done. Have you ever made a horrible, horrible mistake on someone's hair?
Horrible, I wouldn't say. I wouldn't say. It might have been just something that either the fade might have been too low or too high, you know. But when I do get returning clients, I do ask them. I ask them on the return, how was your haircut? How did it grow out? Did you like the last time? And the only thing that they really come back with is it was just a little too long. So I'm okay with that as long as it wasn't just a little too short or it was just too short, you know. So, I'm trying to think like really bad. I can't remember. I have done one thing one time. I was rushing through a haircut, I will say, and I was able to fix it though. So there's this technique that you call clipper over comb. So what you do is you grab the comb and you put it right inside the hair and you just cut it. So I was going, and I missed the comb and I hit the bottom of it. So the only thing I had to do is take the fade higher, which was all right. You know, he didn't notice, but you know, I do get a jump. You know, when that happens. You know, I was like, whoop. You know, now I gotta go restart all over and take the fade higher. But to become bad, I did have my client sneeze one time. Didn't even say anything, and he just kind of. And usually I catch it before they sneeze, and I was outlining his corner right here, and he sneezed and went in. So it took his lineup all the way in, and I had to same thing. Had to take the fade higher. That was hard to do because it was on the corner, but I think that might have been one of the worst ones that I've experienced. Yeah.
Yeah, sneezing, that can do it.
I have had customers since when before the pandemic, there was more barbers in there, and somebody messed up a haircut, and me being the owner, I have to go talk to the mom or so, you know, and it was too short, way too short. So I had to just say, you know, I'm so sorry, you know. So I've had dealt with bad situations like that, and you know, Toastmasters has helped me to try to calm them down a bit, or just try to address the situation. But dealing with being the owner and dealing with that, just I guess that would be that situation or experience. But to think, not too much. Yeah.
Not too much can go horribly wrong.
Yeah.
At least at the end of the day, hair grows.
Yeah. Maybe. Oh, I took it too short, but he didn't notice it. You know, that's about it.
How are you weird?
I'm trying to think. I like to do a lot of things, so it's like I never stay put. You know, I'll dig it into a little field over here, or I'll do over this over there, or I guess that might be weird of me. Like I like to just know it and say I did that. You know, I tried that. You know, I, I've gone to barbering, and now I want to do women's hair, and now I want to do color, and now I want to learn photography, and now I want to learn how to do a podcast and how to do public speaking and real estate now.
It sounds like
you know,
my
so-
brain. There's so much in there. It's like I don't know what to do today. It's like, should I do this?
Yeah, and a lot of people tell me like, man,
Can't do it all.
you have too much energy, but
Yeah, I
it's,
don't.
so I like to just like, I like nature. I like to just go, let's go on a walk out of nowhere, let's go on a hike out of nowhere, and just, I guess in that way, just keep learning, keep learning and keep digging into a little bit of everything, you can never go wrong with just digging in anywhere, so I think that's the way I'm weird.
I guess that's a little weird, maybe.
Some people,
It's ambitious. It's not, I'm like that. Only I don't have your energy. I'm a lot older.
yeah, a lot of people tell me that's. I'm like, man, you're so local, and it's you're always trying to go everywhere. I was like, well, just trying to move and meet people and get motivated, and I don't know. Just I always say you never know. You never know what you will do to just kind of trigger something else, and or who you will meet or cross paths and trigger something else, and so it's I don't know. I just like moving, So
What do you think about when you're driving home?
when I'm driving home, that's a hard one. I don't know. I mean, just finally I'm off of work. No, no, I do gotta settle. I gotta try to settle down. I gotta flip the switch, because once I'm off, I like to try to be off. I like to try to go home and spend time with the children and turn from grind mode to dad mode. And just learn is one thing that I've been having trouble. Just learning how to flip the switch and just turn from entrepreneur to daddy now. So I walk in and my baby, she loves to play horsey, so I'll get down and we'll giddy up. So we'll play and try to have dinner with them and give them the attention. Then I try not to be on the phone so much when I get home. We'll try to watch a movie, just try to bond with him more, and just flipping the switch, and learning how to, when I drive home, just okay, time to relax now. Just tomorrow we can start all over. So
Yeah. Well, at least you're not stewing in the car or anything like that. That's good.
yeah, right, yeah.
Yeah. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
5 years, wow. Well, definitely still cutting hair, and definitely being able to educate people, on whether it's my clients, a barber, somebody younger than me, or somebody even older than me. If I'm there to help, I can help. And if I can try to at least teach them a little something, I just want to keep helping and help people grow, and maybe mentoring out a little bit. I do look into getting into real estate soon, and hopefully within the 5 year mark, I'll be able to go towards that lane as well. And because right now I don't own a home, I am renting, but eventually I would love to own a home and be able to not only for myself to buy a home, but eventually help the barbers under me grow themselves and own a home, and being able to just keep growing within the 5 years, and with my family and my shop.
Okay. Now, I heard you mention in a speech, I think it was a speech, you wanted to found a barber school.
Yeah, definitely. So that would be one of maybe do like an academy wise, leaning towards a barber school. There is a lot of regulations, meaning the location has to be just right. You have to have an entrance and an exit. We have been looking for buildings, or different locations just to be able to hold a type of school. But being able to bring an academy to where if you wanted to learn techniques, and not necessarily your school, like I'm gonna teach you how to pass a state board test, more how to advance your techniques, how to build your styling, how to build your blow drying, but and also being able to bring in people from all around the world and have a class setting to where people can actually teach their techniques, not just my
Now,
techniques.
do they have continuing education for
They do.
barbers?
I've been a part of, I want to say 4 times. There's a continuing education that comes from London almost every year, and they do it in Portland, and they do a continuing education with a week course, 4 day course, 3 day course, and they do hands-on and also like visual learning. So things like that it it's helped me. So I would love to show others that, if you continue your education, you build your confidence, and when you build your confidence, you're ready to go, and just your client will trust you. So eventually, build a school, but being able to have that right team to being able to run it.
Yeah.
It does take some time, but
And you need to have highly specialized
yeah,
skills in there.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So a lot of the stuff that I've learned, I'm trying to find a particular team, maybe for right now a group of 3. If we grow from there, it'll be great. But just who are willing to show the passion and the love to others as well, and being able to just help grow. Have that mindset that we are here to help people. We're here to help people grow, and we're here to just elevate each other. It's not a competition, it's a collaboration more than competition. So
That's great. I want to know if you've done anything worth remembering.
anything worth remembering. In my time when I was in high school, I used to play soccer a lot. And the year 2000, I'll start at 2010. It was when I remember this time because I feel like it took a big change into my life. It was 2010, and I was a little badass in school. And I was not doing what I was supposed to do, and just soccer was my passion, and just showing up to school. It was mandatory, and talking to the girls, and so I'd always pay attention to that, and didn't really pay attention to academic, and I ended up getting expelled that year, and that changed my life because I saw my mom cry, and when I saw my mom cry, that hit me in a way like it just kind of knocked me out. It took the wind out of me, and it got to the point where I started to change it up. I couldn't go back to school for that whole year, but I was still playing soccer. My dream, my passion, and my goal was to keep playing soccer. And coming around 11th grade now, I believe it was 2011. It was 2011. We came back to play soccer. We took second place. And then from 2011, we came on to 2012. We came back and we took state champs, undefeated state champs for Fife. And Fife hasn't been there in 27, 28 years, and we took it there. We took it to state twice. And it was just like being able to win state for the community was amazing. The boys soccer team hasn't done that in a long time. And at that time, I picked up barbering, and I was cutting all my teammates' hair before the games and all that. So that started coming into play. So I started developing this passion of hair cutting and soccer together. And I wanted to go to college, but since I got held back, I couldn't go anymore. All my teammates went out to go play. Some of them got signed. Some of them went pro, and I couldn't play. I could have kept playing, but I still had to finish one more year. And so I finished my years, and I told myself I was going to go towards barber school because that was my other passion that I loved. So if I would have not gotten in trouble in 10th grade, I probably would have not turned into the barber that I am now, because all my teammates, with soccer and all my teammates, I was able to practice, And I didn't only win state for my high school team, I won state also for my select team aside of school. So that year, 2012, I took state 2 times in 1 year. And same thing, we went to regionals in Arizona for my select team. So we were playing for Washington State to try to go to regionals. And from there, we didn't do too good there, but my Clippers came with me, and I still cut up my teammates in the hotel room before regionals games. So I guess that time frame from 2010, 2012 was like a big mix of change in my life, just because it took a major impact of how I've changed my I guess perception of life, and just kind of don't act up, So now I try to tell all my younger kids, from 9th grade to play any sport, play sports or get inside of academic and take your grades seriously, because another reason why I didn't progress in soccer is because my academic was not at the level. We used to do college showcase tournaments, and we would do these showcases where college coaches would come and look at our grades, and my grades were horrible, so they're like, all right, next. But my skills were great, so they would pass on to the next player. And I always tell all the younger kids, I say, play a sport, take it serious in games. You never know who might be looking. You never know who might give you a scholarship. And just recently, one of these kids that I just started playing football, at ninth grade. Now he graduated and he just got signed up with UW. So now he's playing with UW. And just because I told him, I said, just play. What do you got to lose? You know, because one coach always told me, play, because the day you leave high school, you're always gonna regret that you didn't play sports. You know, and you only got one high school career, so just go for it. You know, and yeah, I think 2010 and 2012, 13 was the years that kind of woke me up. You know, just to snap out of my little badass stage.
Oh, well, that was a good story.
So
Also, I found it interesting because you had soccer in your high school. We didn't have soccer.
oh really?
Really. I went to school in Kirkland. We didn't have, there were no soccer teams at that time in the high school.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that must be a fairly new thing. There were soccer teams with the Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for high school.
No
Yeah.
high school, no junior, no school soccer.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, our high school soccer started, for boys soccer started in ninth grade. And that was 2009 for me. And I made the varsity team that first year, you know, and it was definitely a different way to play soccer because it was a little quicker than my club. And the guy, you know, we were playing with, I'm in ninth grade, we were playing with 10th, 11th, and 12th, you know, big boys, you know, and I was young, small, you know, and just quick on the field, you know, so it was a different pace of game. But yeah, girls soccer starts like around sixth grade, you know, and yeah, but we didn't have boys soccer until ninth grade, you know, so.
Now, when you were a kid, did you ever play certain pretend games like over and over? What was your favorite game?
Honestly, when I was a kid, my mom would always take us off the TV. We weren't able to play video games. We couldn't watch TV. You know, we only had one TV in the house, and it was just our living room TV. And most of the time, we'll sneak over to our friend's house and play video games, you know, once in a while. But most of the time, we were outside. You know, we were outside running around, playing. We were playing anywhere from wiffle ball. We would play baseball, soccer. We'd climb trees, you know, and, you know, we'd always meet up at the soccer field and just play soccer at lunchtime, you know. That's one thing we always said when we won state champs from our high school team. Our chemistry was so good because we always meet up at lunchtime, whether it was a half a day or after school or during break. Like, just let's go to the field, you know, let's go to the field, and we'd spend all day at the soccer field just playing soccer. And you know, that's why I think we made it that far, because of the chemistry we took along when we were so young, you know. And yeah, but most of the time we just play outdoors, you know, ride our bikes, you know, just try to get into a little trouble, not too much, but, you know, get dirty, you know, so.
Here's the fun question. There are things people do to make themselves look cool, or they think they look just really just awesome, the best thing at the party. And what would one of those things be that really does the opposite?
So it doesn't make you look cool?
Yeah.
Ah.
You think it does.
I don't know. I never thought about that. I was gonna say wear a fedora, but here we go. But that
You look
doesn't
good
make
in the
you
fedora.
cool. Yeah, I was like, that does the opposite. I don't know. I don't think I can come up with anything. That's a hard one. Yeah, I don't do too much partying, you know. If we do party, it's just a small group, you know, it's just not too much. Most of the time I hang out with the family or the wife. But I don't think I've ever done anything too crazy that wasn't funny in the party.
Yeah, I haven't been able to answer that question either.
I would say one time I did get drunk, you know, and that was just a bad one. So I thought it was funny, but I guess a lot of people didn't. My parents were mad, you know, so.
So there, you know, no one's ever done anything that you thought was just outrageous.
No, not too much, not too much. Like, yeah, I've never really partied in my times, you know. My mom was always just don't go to parties, and once we got older, we kind of snuck out there, but it was just, you know, my dad always told me, if you go to a party and you drink, just know how to act, and just have a couple drinks here and there, don't go too crazy because then you won't remember anything. And
Yeah, and you'll look like a fool the
Yeah.
next day.
yeah, I did have one guy tell me, he says, isn't it better to enjoy 2 days instead of just enjoying one day? Because when you get drunk and you act a fool, you're hurting for the next day too, So it's something I've always kept in the back of my mind to just keep it casual. Keep it casual, I'm a type of guy that likes to just kind of kick back and maybe have a cigar or just talk, and almost just relax, not drink too much, and I'll have a couple drinks, but not to the point where wilding out, So I feel like the next day for me, I always try to do something, get busy, So if I drink too much, I won't be able to do that, So.
Well, thank you. Albert Carrillo, Barber's Lounge, the Barber Lounge?
The Barber Lounge.
The Barber Lounge.
In 5.
Deb did that with Albert Carrillo of the Barber Lounge in 5, Washington. Thank you, Albert.
Thank you.